Good morning, dear children. Today I am welcoming you all in my today's session. Today we will learn about adverbs and its kinds. So let's get started. Now, before knowing the kinds of adverbs, let us know that what is an adverb. An adverb is a word which modifies a verb, an adjective, or other adverbs. And modify means it adds or change the meaning of a verb or an adjective or some other adverbs. Means it adds some more value to the meaning of verbs or adjectives or adverbs. For example, you can see girl runs quickly. So how is she run? She runs quickly. This is a very sweet mango. So how much sweet the mango is? The mango is very sweet. Peter reads quite clearly. So you can see in the first example, the adverb is describing a verb. In the second example, the adverb is describing an adjective. Sweet. Sweet is an adjective. Very sweet adds the value to the adjective. And in the third example, the adverb is describing another adverb. Clearly is an adverb and it is adding quite, the word quite is adding some more value to the word clearly. So hence it is proved that an adverb is a word that describes a verb or an adjective or another adverb. For example, the girl runs quickly, the bird is very small. The students always study so quietly. So here also you can see first quickly is describing runs, which is a verb. Second, small. Small is an adjective and very is describing small. So very adverb is describing an adjective. And in the third example, the students always study so quietly. So always is an adverb which is describing study. Now let us know about the various kinds of adverbs. What is an adverb? You all must have learned in the previous class till now. But in this session, we are going to learn and know about their kinds. So there are 6 kinds of adverbs. First is adverb of manner, then adverb of place, and then adverb of time, adverb of frequency, adverb of degree, and at last interrogative adverbs. Adverb of manner tell us how an action is being performed. For example, slowly or loudly or peacefully. Next comes the adverbs of place. They tells where the action takes place. For example, here, there, near, up, down, etc. Similarly, adverbs of time tell us when the action takes place. For example, yesterday, today, or tomorrow. Next is the adverbs of frequency. They tell us how often or in what frequency the action takes place. For example, never, always, often, once, etc. Next is adverbs of degree. They tells the extent or degree to which an action is performed. For example, very, fairly, nearly, rather. And the last is interrogative adverbs. Yes, the name is itself suggesting that they must be question words used to ask. They are used to ask a question always. For example, all the WH words like what, when, how, why, where. So these are our 6 kinds of adverbs. Now let us learn about them in detail one by one. So till now it must be clear that adverbs always describe adjectives, verbs, and other adverbs. For example, the dog is walking slowly. So here walking is the verb and slowly is describing the verb walking. How the dog is walking? He is walking slowly. He is very happy. Happy is an adjective and very is describing happy. So hence an adverb can also modify an adjective. Similarly, Sia wore brightly colored dress in the party. Here also brightly is an adverb and it is describing what? It is describing an adjective which is colored, brightly colored. Colored is an adjective. Now the last is that adverbs also describes another adverbs. Like she writes very neatly. Neatly is already an adverb and very is adding or modifying its meaning further. So very is also an adverb. So one adverb is describing another adverb. Very is describing neatly and the verb is writes. So gives more information about the adverb neatly. Is that clear, everyone? Now let us see that how can an adverb modify a verb, adjective or adverbs. In which ways? It can describe, it can tell you when the action is done, it can tell you where the action is done, it can tell you how the action is done, it can tell you how often the action is done, and it can also tell you that to what extent or to what degree the action is done. So these are the ways, these are the most common ways in which an adverb can modify another adverb or adjective or verbs. Like starting with the first kind, the adverbs, those tell us that where the action is done, they are called the adverbs of place. For example, I am going outside. So verb is going and outside is describing the verb. So it is showing you the place where the action is done. So it tells us where or place of the action. That's why it is the adverb of place. Similarly, she is sitting upstairs. Here also, upstairs is showing you the place where the action is done. Hence, it is also an adverb of place. Now, the next is adverbs of time. Adverbs that tell us that when an action is done, they are known as the adverbs of time. For example, start your work before it's too late. So here before is an adverb and before is telling us that when to start the work. Similarly, he has not reached home yet. So yet is also an adverb because it is also the time of the action being done. So it is also an adverb of time. I will go for a picnic next week. Next week is showing us the time of the action. So it is also an adverb of time. Now let us go to the next kind of adverb, that is adverbs of manner. Adverbs that tell us how an action is done are known as adverbs of manner. Like she is sitting quietly. How is she sitting? She is sitting quietly. So quietly is an adverb of manner because it is telling us that how is she sitting, how the action is done. He is writing very quickly. Quickly is showing the manner of writing, his writing. So it is telling us that how is he writing. Hence, it is also an adverb of manner. She accepted the present happily. Here happily is telling us the way in which she accepted the present. So happily is also showing the manner, hence it is an adverb of manner. Similarly, there are a few more examples, many more such adverbs of manner. Few are here. You can see slowly, badly, easily, quickly, rapidly, beautifully. These all adverbs are having ly at their end. But students, the thing which you need to remember here that there are also such adverbs of manner which do not have any ly at their end. The next kind is adverbs of frequency. Adverbs that tell us how often an action is done, in what interval of time we are doing something, is known as adverbs of frequency. For example, she never comes to my place. Never is the adverb because it is telling us how often or the frequency of the action. How often. We need to question the verb with how often, and the adverb which comes out is the adverbs of frequency. He always pay attention to his studies. Always pays means always is the frequency of the action being done. Hence, it is the adverb of frequency. Sometimes I don't feel like doing exercise. Sometimes is showing us the adverb of frequency. It is telling us that how often we don't feel like doing exercise. So it is telling us the frequency of the action, hence it is the adverb of frequency. Here we have some more examples of adverbs of frequency like always, usually, normally, sometimes, often, rarely, never. Next is adverbs of degree. Now, adverbs of degree tell us to what extent an action is done. Like, I have almost finished my work. Almost is telling us the extent, to what extent the action is going on or the action is done. So, it is an adverb of degree. Degree means to what extent. Similarly, this country is very sparsely populated. So, sparsely is the adverb because it is telling us to what extent the country is populated. So, it is sparsely populated, hence, it is also an adverb of degree because it is showing us the degree of population. So, in this chapter and in this video, you all have learned that how adverbs sometimes tell us how the action is done, when the action is done, where the action is done, and the degree as well as the frequency of the verb of the action. So when they tell us when the action is done, they are called adverbs of time. When they tell us how the action is done, they are called the adverbs of manner. When they tell us the where the action is done, they are called the adverbs of place. And when they tell us the adverb about the how often the action is done, they are known as the adverb of frequency. And when they tell us that to what extent the action is done, they are similarly known as the adverbs of degree. Now, everyone, I want you to see and carefully observe the video coming ahead.
Adverbs of time, adverbs of manner, adverbs of degree, adverbs of place, and adverbs of frequency. An adverb describes a verb, an adjective, or another adverb. The adverb expresses the time, manner, degree, place, and frequency. Adverbs of time. These adverbs provide information about the time the verb takes place. This includes now, yesterday, tomorrow, later, yet, already, today, last month, year, soon. For example, I started school yesterday. Next month I will buy a house. Adverbs of manner. These adverbs provide information about how a verb is done. This includes beautifully, happily, peacefully, slowly, quietly, easily, cheerfully, loudly, secretly. For example, he spoke loudly. They played happily. Adverbs of degree. These adverbs describe the level or intensity of a verb, adjective, or another adverb. This includes quite, almost, barely, very, completely, just, absolutely, fully, hardly. For example, I have almost finished my homework. I completely agree with you. Adverbs of place. These adverbs tell us where the verb is taking place. This includes away, outside, in front, inside, over, under, here, there, upstairs, towards. For example, the cat was playing outside. She was hiding behind the sofa. Adverbs of frequency. These adverbs tell us how often something occurs. This includes always, usually, normally, frequently, sometimes, occasionally, seldom, rarely, never. For example, she regularly visits the park. I occasionally eat pizza. Remember, there are two types of adverbs of frequency. You can have definite and indefinite. So make sure you watch the video about adverbs of frequency to help you.
Okay, children, hope the video helped you in understanding the concept of adverbs along with its kinds more clearly. This is all in today's class. It's time to say a goodbye to all of you. I will see you soon and I will come up with yet another chapter very soon. Till then, you all take care of yourself and keep learning. And many thanks for watching, everyone. Bye bye.